I think from the first day she was born, the doctors could notice the toes, but because it's an unknown disease, they couldn't diagnose her right there and there.
I noticed that her big foot toe was kind of like crooked. So I then asked the pediatrician what's going on, and he then said to me, look, she's still a kid, she's growing up, that'll go away.
She started having lumps on her head, and then I took her to the doctor when she was exactly 6 weeks, and then he said, no, those things will just go away, don't worry about them.
Then a small little lump sort of like developed right on her neck.
I think after a week, another pump came.
Today they were there, the next day they're gone, next week they're there, next week they're gone, so I couldn't understand what was it. I took it to the doctor, and the doctor said it's nothing to worry about.
The doctor say it might be worms.
And they ran all sorts of tests, whatever they could think of, and still there was no diagnosis for her.
And then as a father, it got me a bit more worried. And then I took her to another doctor. The only thing he could think of was to do a biopsy.
So after they do the biopsy, the arm got frozen and the lumps at the back started to show.
And then it just kind of like restricted mobility on her right arm.
I took it to another doctor who suggested that she must be operated. My 2 months old will be operated on the head, and he's not saying anything to me, so I don't know what will be operated from her head at the time. And then I decided not to go.
I was getting no answers that were satisfactory at the time, and I was getting emotional.
It was really a trauma, if I think about it. I was in pain also when I looked at it. It used to make my heart very sore.
I think it's vital to be diagnosed very early. Unfortunately, I didn't have that privilege.
I don't wish any parent to go through this. Rather, they would know earlier than later.
I am 7 years old.
As a parent, it's difficult to try and convince those people as to, listen, this is a normal child.
I would love to become a teacher.
They have got just as much aspiration as anybody else.
To help the other kids.
But I couldn't do anything because she was like that.
I love to dance and sing.
I think I went to 6 pediatricians.
So the doctor in the muscle clinic, he referred me to Dr. Scott.
So until someone said, no, take her to this doctor. She's a very good doctor in Potchefstroom.
Until I met Dr. Attenborough in PE, and much to his credit, did a bit of a background study.
The doctor was shocked to see all the lumps on her back. She decided to take pictures of her back and then send the pictures to other doctors, because now she was terrified that she has been a doctor for 30 years and she hasn't seen this. One of the doctors said, please take pictures of her toes. And then she took pictures of the toes, sent back to that doctor, and the doctor said, no, tell them to come as soon as possible.
Honestly, I was so relieved when I met Dr. Chris. He told me, this is FOP. I asked, what is it? So he told me it's when the body, like the muscles, turn into bones.
I used to cry every day, I think almost for 2 weeks. And I decided that, well, this is not helping. Well, I need to find out if there's any other patients who has the same thing.
After the meeting with Dr. Chris Scott and all the hopes, even though it was mentioned to me, listen, there is no cure for this particular condition. However, there are some support groups that are available.
I was so hurt sore because I thought maybe it was the end of Anisipo, because I didn't know about that.
For herself, it's more comforting. She knows that, you know what, I'm not the only child who looks like this. I'm not the only one.
I think it will be helpful to be connected with other families that also has FOP, or siblings or children that has FOP.
She's younger than Anisipo and Kaylin. So I would ask their parents that, you know what, I'm facing this challenge. How do I come across it?
She's a vibrant person, man. She likes to do her own thing. I'm happy.
She makes me feel proud, hey? She looks shy, but I think she has a lot of confidence.
I want a million.
I've made a couple of comments to the guys around, seeing how proud I am as a dad.